you can just go. It's recording. Well, what you doing for the Super Bowl?
I'm going over to Jerry's. How about you?
I think I'm going up.
Oh, well, hello. It's nice to see you all again.
Welcome back. We are so glad to have y'all.
You see that pot right back there? Yep, that is the chicken soup you just made.
And let us just tell you, it's going to be good. All we did just now while y'all were gone was we just finished cooking up that chicken. And we put the rice and the chicken in the pot with the liquid. And the veggies. So easy. This is one of the easiest dishes you can make.
And it's warm in the kitchen on such a cold day.
So we did that. Y'all can do that quick at home. Our recipes are all online, so you can look up just in case you forget.
And that commercial was a little longer because we already got to mixing and cooking our strawberry scones.
So what we're going to do is we're going to show you something in the oven that's a little cooking up.
And we'll just give you a little to-do on how to mix it up.
So what do you say? Should I bring that over to the oven? Should we have that?
Sure, let's give them a little background information on scones.
Okay.
So what is the difference between scones and muffins?
Well, scones are sweet. And let me just tell you, muffins are sweeter than scones. So this is perfect just for a little bit of sweet flavor, but not overwhelmingly sweet like you might get with a muffin. So you can make these really for breakfast, you can make them for snack, or you can make them for dessert.
And you know what, Gloria? You did make a good point earlier how when the British first started making this, they served it with tea, and tea is often always people overloaded on their sugar cubes. So we want something a little less sweet, but a little more satisfying. Hold us over till dinner, because goodness knows, dinner does not come soon enough.
Especially in the South, when we got boys that play football and come home and are hungry.
And us girls, we like to eat.
We do like to eat and drink us a little bit of wine. So hopefully y'all at home enjoying yourselves while you're watching us. And now we're going to show you how to make these scones real quick. We're just going to give you a little to-do list because we think you can do it at home pretty easy.
It's really not far, and we don't have enough time in today's show to go through the whole thing. So why don't you pull that from the oven, and I'll give you a little insight into what we put in it.
All right, here we go. We'll show them. So, should I bring that over there real quick, or should I just bring them out from the oven real quick?
I think we can bring them out from the oven.
Okay, we're going to show you real quick, honeys. Okay, I'm going to show you.
They are cooking good.
I don't want the cooking process to get too much ruined, okay? Here's what we got.
It looks like a giant cookie. And
some blueberries on this side, some chocolate chips on this side. It does look like a giant cookie. So we're going to put that right back in so the cooking process will not be ruined.
And so what ingredients in it? It's very, very simple. We have flour, about 2 cups of flour. We have 1 tablespoon of baking powder. Now baking powder complements the acidity of the buttermilk that we use. This is a really good basic thing that kind of cuts back on the rising and the fluffiness of the bread and the muffins and what makes that. So it makes it a little more harder and condensed like a cookie. We have 2 tablespoons of sugar, which like you mentioned,
sweetens up this recipe a little bit.
Just a little bit. It's really not too sweet because I must say I did take a look at or two of that batter, and it's a little doughy, not too sweet. So don't give your kids this to like for after school kind of thing. Then we have, let's see, so I said the sugar. We have a 1/2 teaspoon of salt. And now it calls for about 6 tablespoons of butter. And how do we incorporate that butter?
Well, honey, what we're going to do with the butter is we're going to cut it in. So you get 6 tablespoons. You get all your flour mixture together. You mix it in. Mix the salt, mix the baking powder, and mix the sugar. And did I say flour? Anyways, you mix it all together. Have it in a bowl. Then you're going to get your butter, and you're going to slice it off into little slices all over the batter.
Little slices, very thin.
Then you're going to get, now it called for a pastry blender, but we didn't have one of those, so we used a potato masher. And we just mash all that
might
butter.
be right here somewhere.
Good, honey, you go get it.
Oh, here
we just mash
so anything can be used, and so this is a potato masher just to break it up and make it nice
crumbly. You want it to be a crumbly mixture. So, that's what we did, and then after that,
what else did we
put that buttermilk in. But here was the thing. We did not have buttermilk. We were in a predicament. So what did we do, honey?
Well, we took, let's see, it called for
1/2 cup of milk.
1/2 cup of milk. And
we used 1% low fat.
Can you see this?
That's lemon.
This is lemon juice. Now this kind of breaks it up, and anyway adds the acidity factor that's found in buttermilk, and it adds flavor too. So now you just kind of put a little bit of tablespoon in, and
mix it in. Let it sit for a while. Then you're gonna mix it in again with that flour and the butter. Then what did you do to round it out, honey?
Oh, and then we just kind of pack it all together into a giant ball, even though it's a little sticky, so make sure your hands are clean.
About 1 inch thick.
And then we spread it down on the pan, about 8 to 9 inches wide and about 1 inch thick, as you saw. And we just pop it in the oven at 450 for about 15 minutes, and we'll see how that comes out. In the meantime, how's our soup looking?
Well, honey, I was just checking it back here, and it is looking thick, y'all. I wish you were here to try some of this, because I just tried some, and it is thick.
It smells right. Do you want to show the camera, or should I bring the camera to you?
How about we show when we're all done? We can bring everything out.
Even better. And let me do recommend in the meantime what we made earlier today. Let me move on. I keep wanting to call you Paula because I have so many good friends named Paula. Gloria also cooked some blueberry muffins with some nice sugar crystals on top. Some, what are those called again?
Which ones?
These ones.
Oh, those are called cinnamon strudel.
That's the one.
Cinnamon strudel muffins.
And some corn muffins. The bread of the South, huh?
You gotta love them, honey. Got to love them. So, we're just gonna take a short little break again, right?
Sounds good.
When we come back, we are gonna cut up the strawberries, get that cream on those scones, get that soup in some bowls, and we are gonna eat up. We are gonna eat up. So come back and join us.